For the greatest part of 4 years, I've been a fellow Redditor, enjoying all sorts of subreddits regarding the firearm community. Every now and then, I would post some of my gun-related content on the platform, most of which has been very well received, generating thousands of comments and conversations on Italian gun laws and gun ownership. I thought I could record this video as a response to all the questions I received. In order to do so, here is some background. Italians may own guns. The government released some data in 2017 stating that there are more than 1.4 million gun owners in my country, but only 19,000 of them are allowed to conceal carry. Wait, what? Conceal carry in Italy? Yes, my friends, it is possible, although extremely unlikely, that you, regular fella, would be granted such a permit. It is reserved to those with special needs only, which means that the court will examine every single request and decide whether you are worthy or not. However, the criteria utilized to review the CCW request is a mystery. Any candidate for the CCW in Italy must present the reason why such permit should be granted. These are different from person to person. However, it is unlikely that you will receive it, unless your needs are job-related. An example range from security guards, jewelers, or people of interest, such as judges, lawyers, and so on. We Italians do not have an American Second Amendment, so basically, everything that we have is a concession, and everything that we own, gun-related, may be taken away. With this being said, it is also possible to become a gun owner for sport. In this case, you may request a sport permit, which is much more simple to obtain. If your mental health and criminal record is clear, there is basically no reason for your request to be rejected. First, you must go through 2 medical exams and a brief safety class in a public shooting range, where they'll have you shoot a handgun and a rifle, usually bolt action, and release a certificate of completion if you pass the exam. €300, and a few months later, you will receive your permit, allowing you to shoot and own firearms. Every single gun imported and created in Italy goes through a check at the Banco Nazionale di Prova, where it will be registered and classified, placing it in 3 main categories: hunting firearms, sport firearms, and common firearms. Don't ask me why and how these weapons are classified, but they are. You will never see a regular civilian own a fully automatic firearm, but almost anything up to a semi-auto is fine, including shotguns, AR-15s, and handguns. Magazines may hold up to 29 rounds. This is important because sport shooters may own up to 3 common firearms, 12 sport firearms, and unlimited hunting firearms. We're also limited to 200 rounds for pistol calibers and 1500 rounds for calibers that are considered to be hunting calibers. Basically stuff like 223 Remington, 7.62 by 39, 6.5 Creedmoor, and so on. However, some calibers are prohibited in Italy for civilians, such as 9x19, only in handguns though, which has been replaced by 9x21 IMI, and 50 BMG is also prohibited, amongst many, as some calibers are reserved to law enforcement or the military. Every single round of ammunition must be declared in quantity. You may stay within the previously declared quantity without filing any more paperwork. Every single gun we buy or sell must be declared to our local police station, indicating serial number, caliber, and other characteristics. Serial numbers are everywhere on the gun, so it is almost impossible not to recognize it. In Italy, there are both public and private shooting ranges. The main difference is in the type of shooting allowed. Usually public ranges allow for a more static and precision-driven type of shooting. You will see many 22 LRs and other handgun calibers, but nothing more. Private ranges, on the other hand, have a tendency to favor dynamic disciplines, such as IDPA, IPSC, and 3-gun competitions, as they usually have no caliber limitations. For us sport shooters, self-defense with our firearms is basically not contemplated, as we may not carry our gun outside of the shooting range or our private property. During transport, it must not be prepared for use and definitely unloaded. If possible, the gun must not be in the same compartment as your ammo. And a basic disassembly is very appreciated by the police. This is a very ambiguous part of our law, since it is not clearly explained how we should transport our guns. In very extreme cases, the use of a firearm inside the owner's private property was justified. Hunting is also allowed, although it is highly regulated in terms of what gun you may use to hunt in specific reserves and areas. Magazine restrictions are very, very common in this discipline. Now let's address the elephant in the room: prices. It is objective that the Italian gun market is extremely more expensive compared to Uncle Sam's offerings. Just to make a few examples, a simple Glock 19 Gen 5 will cost you around 640 euros, which is approximately 700 USD. A CZ Scorpion will run you about $849 in the US. However, in Italy, the same gun rechambered in 9x21 AMI will cost around 1,780 euros, almost 2 grand. An M&P 15 Sport 2 chambered in 223 Remington costs around 960 euros, so 1 grand approximately. Ammo is expensive too. 9x21 AMI runs at around 0.23 euros on average per round, so a little more than 0.25 USD per round. The same goes for 223 Remington, costing approximately 0.4 euros per round, so 0.43 USD per round. All considered, there are a ton of ways to grab used platforms to drastically reduce the price. It's very easy to find a Glock 19 for 400 euros used, and the same goes for AR-15s. I bought my AR for 650 euros with 2 mags, a bipod, and a Magball flip-up sight. Availability is not a problem, especially with brands like Beretta, Benelli, but also imports like Smith & Wesson, Glock, and H&K. So in the end, I hope I gave you an idea of what it's like to be a gun owner in Italy. I have been shooting since 2017 and I plan on doing it until the day I die. If you want me to go more in detail, please let me know, as there are many details I left out in order to keep this video very brief. So if you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments down below and I will try my best to answer them. Stay tuned for more gun-related content, in English too.